It's a beautiful Sunday morning. I got some company that is going to help me cook this recipe. We're doing a barbecued breakfast pizza on the smoker in a cast iron pan. Check it out. Here is our ingredient list. We're going to use some shredded cheese. We'll see how much we need. At least a solid dozen eggs. I've done up to 18 before. We've got at least a pound of bacon here. I got a couple pounds of breakfast sausage I made with a deer grind last year, but it's straight pork. We've got some frozen hash brown patties, some flour, some milk. We're gonna make a fantastic breakfast pizza. Oh, we got a nice hot pan here, right over the coals. I got all the bacon chopped up into little pieces. We're gonna get this all fried up here a little bit. Fry the bacon for a little bit first, and I'll add this pork sausage. Might even take the bacon out because it might be easier to crush that into crumbles and then put it back in. Let's see how it goes. Pretty hot fire. We're going to let that cook for a little bit, and then we'll be back in a little bit. Well, this bacon is crispy enough. It looks fantastic. Smells great. So we're going to kind of leave the drippings in here. Transfer it to this other pan for a little while so we can get that sausage going. All right, we got that. Oh, hey, look at this. My baby got me a mimosa. What a fantastic woman. Thank you. All right, well, let's get this pork sausage in here. We're going to fry it right in that bacon. It's going to add some good flavor. Take one of these fancy little things here. Chopped up a little bit. So most of the bacon cooking I did with the lid closed so that you can take on a little smoke flavor. I'm going to do the same thing with this pork sausage. So it takes on a little bit of that smoke. I'm using hickory and oak today, and then later on I'm going to switch over and add a little cherry for the final cook on this stuff. So I'm going to get this off to the side so I can close the lid, and we'll see you back in a little bit when this stuff's ready. Okay, this sausage is all done. Got all the bacon fat drippings in there, the pork sausage drippings in there. My buddy Michael makes a fantastic sausage gravy, biscuits and gravy. So I'm going to turn it over to him, and he's going to show you how we do that, how he does that here. Michael?
All right, well, thank you for having me. I'm not a YouTuber, so I'm not going to be as good as Eric here, but I always start by frying my sausage, and once it's all done, I just like to use enough flour. I'll sprinkle it around on my sausage, and I never measure, kind of like Eric, but I kind of just keep stirring it around until the sausage doesn't look shiny anymore. It looks nice and dull. And that's how you know you have enough flour on there. I know sometimes if you put too much flour, you lose a lot of the flavor or your gravy gets really thick. It does really depend on how thick you want your gravy. If you want it thicker, you can use more flour. I don't like my gravy super thick, so I'll just keep going.
It smells fantastic.
It does smell amazing. Yeah, and just a note, like I was telling Eric here, you don't need to take out any of the drippings or anything. Leave them all in the pan. That's what helps flavor your gravy. Probably not the healthiest, but we're not going for healthy.
No, no. We just want lots of flavor, good flavor.
Good flavor.
Good home style cooking.
Fire is warm.
It is. Well, I mean, it's all fried, so we can move it a little bit further away here, I guess. So not so close to it.
You can see it's still a little shiny, but it's getting dull. And I may want to put just a little more in there.
So for what we're shooting for, a little thicker is going to be okay.
Okay. I suppose if you're going to do it, yeah, you may want a little thicker if we're not doing right over biscuits.
Right.
Well, I won't have any hair left on my arm. I think that looks plenty. So then what I like to do is get this kind of nice and level. That's how I know how much milk to put in. I'll put in just enough whole milk. You can use other, but whole milk seems to do the best for me. I'll dump in just enough whole milk to just barely cover the sausage. Just want a little bit sticking up through the top there, kind of about like that. And then I like to initially, with the pan being nice and hot, I like to keep it moving for a little while. Once the pan is kind of settled down, then you can let it kind of simmer. As long as you keep it moving, you won't burn anything.
Yeah, and we're ways off the fire right now too, so.
My hand says otherwise. And I've never done this on the grill. I'm used to doing this over the stove, so I'm usually within a minute I've got boiling and it's so this might take a little extra time to thicken up.
We can move it over there. You just got to watch your arm a little bit. Might have to be a lefty for a little bit.
We don't want to scorch anything either.
As long as you keep moving it.
Let it warm up a little bit.
Okay, so you can see what we're doing here and stuff. We'll be right back after this gets nice and thick, and I'll show you how we're going to assemble this whole thing and get it put together. Okay, while this is simmering, we're actually going to take that bacon that we took out and put it back in to help season it and blend all these flavors together. Takes two of us. That's a heavy pan.
Heavy pan and everything's hot. So I've never added bacon to my biscuits and gravy, to my gravy sausage, so this is going to be new for me.
You can see how it's sizzling over there along the edge.
Yeah,
so
it's starting to thicken up already.
So we're going to give
her.
Look
at that, it's already getting thick. Yeah, good.
We're going to give her a 180 there. Yep.
Yeah. This looks good.
Yeah, I can tell it's starting to thicken up.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to reposition and get stuff ready for the next step. So we'll see you then. Okay, the gravy's all done. It's set aside. It's going to set up a little thicker while I do this. But so the bacon I put in here, put a little layer of grease on there. I like to have maybe a little bit more than that for what we're going to do. So I've got some melted butter here. I'm just going to kind of spread. We'll dump a little bit in there. Spread it around, mix it with that bacon grease. That should be good. And then we're going to take those frozen patties and we're going to lay them in here like this and create kind of a crust on the bottom for our pizza. And I had these all laid out previously so that I didn't have to mess around trying to figure stuff out as far as spacing and everything goes. So kind of looking for the pinwheel effect type thing. And then I've got some other pieces here to take up the space. There we go. So now we're just going to throw that right over the fire here, get it heated up, get them cooked a little bit, and then when they're partially fried a little bit, I'll baste the tops with butter, flip them all over, and then we'll assemble the rest of this. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay, change your plans. These are going to be too hard to flip, even if they crisp up on the bottom, to keep in the same position. So we're going to put the pizza oven, which I did plan on cooking with, right over here to capture all this heat coming right out of the smoker. And that'll help cook from the top down as well. So we're just going to throw this right in there right now. And see if we can get it crisped up that way. Push this down a little bit. Doesn't quite close all the way, but don't really have to. Shouldn't really have to close it at all. We'll just leave it that way. All right. So we're going to try that and see how that goes. It's a work in progress, I guess. Stay tuned. All right. Yep. The shirt had to come off. Sun's shining. Gotta work on my tan, people. All right. So I had the gravy stuff sitting on top here just to kind of keep it warm. And we've kept the grill nice and hot. I'm going to throw one more on here to keep it hot. But these started sizzling a little bit ago. They're sizzling on there. They haven't fried down too much yet. Looks like maybe a couple kind of are stuck. Let's free them up for now. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I should have grabbed a spatula. This will work. We're going to just, can't see it because I got to do it left-handed. We're going to dump this gravy right over the top of this. We're going to spread that out across this whole thing. Now, I've made this recipe before. I've never done the gravy. I've just taken the sausage and the bacon, crisp it up, get rid of the sauce, and dump it over. And throw some cheese and the eggs on. But we're going to try the gravy out. I think it's a fantastic idea. All right, so now we've got that. We're going to throw a little pepper on there because you can't cook without pepper. It's just a thing. Oh, a little bit more there. Okay. Now we're going to take these eggs. And we ended up picking 3 more eggs out of the chicken coop. There's 17 eggs in here. We're going to kind of try to spread them out across here a little bit. There we go. And of course, a little more pepper. And doctor them up a little bit. Okay, so this is going right back in till the eggs get a little set, and we'll bring it back out and throw some cheese on. So let's get her back in the hot oven here. And let her cook. Look there. I am actually able to close the lid. All right. We'll see in a bit when we add some cheese. All right. This breakfast pizza is getting close to done. Let's do the final step here. Take it off. Boy, is she sizzling around the outside edges. I don't know if you can see that or not, but she is sizzling all over. Oh, that looks great. The eggs are about done. Probably could have taken it off a minute sooner, but let's put the final touches on. This is a pizza. You can't have a pizza without cheese. Sorry for the mowing next door, but you know, everybody's got to mow their lawn. We're just going to put a layer of cheese on. Let's just dump it all on there. Yeah. This pizza oven, it's a wood-fired pizza oven. Works great on the grill here. Actually cooked it way faster than I've done it in the past with just the grill. Glad I came up with that idea. It's great. I would suggest looking into them. So we need a little extra color on the top because just cheese isn't the greatest. Who wants to look at just a yellow circle when you take it out of the oven? All right, we're gonna set her back in and get that cheese melted and maybe browned up. We'll see. And we'll check back in a little bit. All right, let's get this thing off of here. Get it up. Give it a taste test. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That looks fantastic. Sizzling, sizzling, sizzling. Oof. We're going to eat. All right. Well, I know it's sizzling, but we're going to... I don't think the guy even needs to slice into this, but I think I will. If you could smell this, you'd be instantly hungry. Let's see how this peels out of here. Oop. Didn't cut it good enough in the corner. Look at that. You can see the bacon, the sausage, the gravy all mixed together in there. Oh my goodness. Let's give it a shot. And I always say I'm going to burn my tongue. Haven't yet, but we're going to cut a piece off. We'll go over here. Take this right here. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. Mmm. The hash browns have a really nice crispy bottom, nice and browned. I'm looking at it. It's not burnt. The gravy, holy cow, that is like the best part. Wish I'd have been doing that this whole time. That is fantastic. Well, what a great idea for a bunch of people for a breakfast. It takes a little while to do, but just got to get up early or just eat it as brunch. Anyway, hope you like this video. Please like, subscribe, all that mumbo jumbo stuff, and we're going to go eat.